Good morning. It is 10:22 a.m. on Saturday, December 21st, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. Woohoo! I feel like I didn't sell the woohoo. Like I did the woohoo, but I don't know if I really conveyed a feeling of woohoo in it. It's the eyes, I think. I'm still a little tired. And I think that it was not really, I mean, it wasn't a earned woohoo, it was a performative woohoo, right? I don't know. I'm going to just go ahead and let that sincere self-analysis and second guessing of my own behavior to be reflective of how I actually am a lot of the time. I am a little bit sleepy still. I just, I slept in, which felt good, but I'm still just a little woozy. I'm going to go ahead and not talk about Star Wars the whole time today, but I will just briefly say that Chuck Wendig, who is a good writer, who has written Star Wars things, has written a brief little, it's actually not that brief, it's relatively long, but a nice little column article thing all about Rise of Skywalker that echoed my feelings pretty well. So if you want to see that, you can maybe check my Twitter feed and I'll retweet it right after posting this video. So you can check that out if you want to see an excellent writer say some of the things that I might say if I was actually taking the time to write it carefully instead of just speak about it off the cuff. I also finished watching the Dark Crystal Netflix series yesterday, and holy crap, you guys, that show gets really good. I had watched the first couple of episodes back when it was new, and it was like, yeah, I like this, but I didn't really feel any sense of urgency to watch the rest quickly. And yet, as it progressed, as I kind of got back to it and got back in it, that show gets really good towards the second half of the season. Like, when it even stops being just about like the marvel of them doing all of the different, Muppets and just the craft of the show, which is remarkable and on display from the beginning, but it transcends just being a neat party trick that took a lot of work. But the story is really there also. And it does some really cool stuff with the nature of, the rebellions, right? It's kind of fun actually thinking about that in context with Star Wars because there's some overlap there thematically for sure. But yeah, it's really good. So, 2 thumbs up if you never got around to it. I also got caught up on His Dark Materials, the HBO show, which has one huge failing, which is that I think the production of the show utterly fails to sell the concept that every single person has one of these demons, the animals, that is like a second half of their soul outside their body. Like, that is the pretense, like that's the whole concept of this fantasy setting. And maybe the story does more than just that, but that's important and they just don't sell it. So often only our main characters are shown with having a demon at all, and even sometimes not on camera. And I get that it's an effects budget thing, but I think unfortunately they saved too much money doing that and utterly failed to sell the concept. And it's a big problem for immersion in the story universe because I feel like what it makes me do is constantly being on the lookout for which background extras have animals and which don't. Anyway. I will say, Ruth Wilson as Mrs. Coulter is amazing. I'm just captivated every time she's on screen. Even though this is not a, I don't know, never mind. I'm going to skip that. Yeah, so I'm definitely still watching it. I'm a big believer in don't watch TV shows that you don't like. That's a waste of time, and it doesn't help anybody. If you don't like a show, don't watch it. So I like it in that context. My criticism softens my enthusiasm for the show, but by and large, I still find it worth watching. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at today. I'm going to have some time off. I did work from home yesterday, and we finally got through one of the big accomplishments that was remaining before the stuff we need to do when we come back from the holidays. So that's good. And so I hope you all have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes. It's going to be Sunday, of course, so I will be continuing my rewatch of Cowboy Bebop with the big part 1 of the big 2-parter, slightly controversial sometimes part, Jupiter Jazz part 1. So tomorrow that will be awkward sign off.